This month, Pope Benedict issued an encyclical calling on mankind to renounce hedonism and consumerism in favour of a quest for truth, beauty, goodness and communion with others. But there was much joy in the city this week when new statistics showed sales of clothes and shoes were up 11% over June last year. Do possessions make you happier, or is downsizing good for the soul? Jasper, you're a poet and you're downsizing in a pretty spectacular and dramatic way, aren't you? Selling all your possessions. You're an artist, yeah? I'm an artist, an ape. I had a shave this morning.
Both legs?
Yes. In a few hours' time, I'm taking everything that I own, every single painting I've ever done, all my possessions, all my clothes, all my family photos, all my precious items. I'm taking them to a gallery in London, and I'm going to sell everything this week. People can come and see it, and they can see a whole lifetime on display. Mm. It's an artistic statement, but what's behind it? Are you inspired by the principle of Jesus? Jesus is an example. He said, you know, come follow me, leave behind your families, leave behind your possessions. But I'm an atheist. I'm a painter. I'm an artist. I believe that art, you know, inspires me, and it makes me do what I want to do. But I hope that people see that possessions aren't what really matters in life. It's relationships. It's what you do with your life every day. Where's the money going? Oh, I'll probably go on holiday for 3 months. But the point is, after 10 years of being a painter, after being alive 33 years like Jesus, I'll have new choices to make. I won't be stuck with all my habits, all my possessions, all the things that keep me, you know, in a sort of boring day-to-day rut. Yeah. And Paul, you're a freegan, so you rely on the waste disposed by others. That's where you got your shirt and your shoes.
Well, these shoes and trousers came from a second-hand store, but the shirt, I found it. Yeah. Do you think more people should live like that? Yeah, sure. I mean, there's plenty of things out there that people waste, like sales of 11%. And what happened to the stuff that they replaced it with? It goes either in the trash or it goes in the second-hand stores. The second-hand stores can't cope with it. They probably shred the stuff, millions of tons of clothes. And
consumerism is
it's like the war on waste that Gordon Brown brought up last year. It should be war on greed. We need to tackle greed. That's the root cause that I and my fellow freegans see as the biggest problem in the world is greed.
But if we were all freegans, we'd have none to live on because nobody would throw anything away.
No. It goes beyond just living off the waste. We make things that last, like, you know, computers used to last. Like 10 so years ago, a compact would last. But now they make a computer, they make cars not to last. It's good for the economy, isn't it?
This is the way to live, Richard.
Yes, it's wonderful nonsense, isn't it? I mean, they make cars now that are far, far longer lasting than they've ever been before. My computer is creaking on for years. But I think the basic thing, the most important thing here is to say stuff is not bad for the soul. I mean, it's a kind of... It's alcoholic. Thank you.
I think we shouldn't...
Sorry, Richard, but there was the hand clapping there, very enthusiastically.
We shouldn't be made, you know, to be seen to be bad just because we're working hard to achieve certain things. Because we thrive on, you know, tangible aspects of life, and it gives us a certain kind of happiness. Doesn't mean we're not spiritual or religious or the other part of it.
But a retail therapy never did anyone any harm.
Absolutely.
Okay. there is a moral dimension to the mass affluence we have now, but there was a moral dimension to the mass poverty we had before that. And of course, you know, you have to work out whether or not this new bit of stuff is of any value. And of course it is always worthwhile for a parent to tell his child that it can't have something. It's just good for its soul. We understand all that.
You spend your whole day working away, often doing something you don't really like, and then you trade that for some stuff that you sit at home watching the TV or look at, and then you want some more stuff, you want a bigger house, you want better clothes, and what's the point of it all?
You're describing other people's lives. You're an artist, and if you don't like your life and you want to sell it up and go and do something else, great. Other people may be...
There you go again.
Other people may get great satisfaction from being an accountant or whatever it is, and going home with the money and giving it to their kids who go abroad on a gap holiday.
The thing is that you've got to look at the bigger picture, okay? You're not just talking about England and America and Australia and New Zealand, where I'm from, where I benefited from the silver spoon in my mouth. You've got most of the world living beyond
longing to get onto that, and they will get onto it too, provided they don't have any choice.
Is there a Christian angle to this?
Of course there's a Christian angle to it. Like, we have plenty, why can't we give to the needy? A world without greed is a world without need.
But Peter Grant, wait a minute.
Okay,
Peter Grant from International... What? Say it again?
A world without greed is a world without need. Okay?
There's plenty.
Do you agree with that? A world without need is a world...
A world without greed...
I got it the wrong way around. Imagine no possessions, I wonder if you can. Everybody sing. But we have to... when we consume things, when we buy things, the developing world benefits, because that's where we're buying it from very often.
Yeah, but we have to rediscover the biblical concept of enough. I think downsizing is good for the soul, for those of us in this room who've got plenty. It can free up space and time to be involved with our neighbours and our communities. But if you're one of the billion people around the world who are hungry at the moment, or one of the 2.5 billion that lack a basic toilet or sanitary facilities, then you need some material possessions. You need to move to that position, actually, where you've got enough and you can live a decent life.
Kerry?
I think this whole anti-consumer tip really is this sort of fits very nicely with the recession, given there's a hell of a lot of people are going to be forced to have a lot less and no car and no job and be kicked out on the streets. And there are 1.25 billion people in the world living on less than £1 a day. Unless we put the idea of prosperity, of making more, of us as creative producers, not just fickle consumers on the map, I think this anti-consumption ticket is a really nice excuse for Gordon Brown doing nothing.
Douglas?
I don't know, I just want to ask our artist friend if he's selling off a one-bedroom flat cheaply. I mean, like most people in my generation who've left university in the last 10 years, I wish I could upsize to own anything on the property ladder. I'd happily downsize.
Get rid of some of your books. I'm sure you've got a few books.
I own books and clothes, and I think that's about it. I could sell that off fairly swiftly. But look, I mean, the point is that you always get stuck in this debate between the following. You get people who say, you know, we're too consumerist, we're too hedonistic, and so on, like the Pope. And then the people who sort of think that that's all you need in the world. Look, you know, we are more than consumers. I don't think really that anyone should quibble with that. We are not just people who spend money. There's no doubt about that. So to an extent, the gentleman here has a point. On the other hand, what we own is also a history of a record of our own thoughts, of our own memories, of our own experiences. If I were you, I mean, I would sell off all the things that were tat that I bought and realised that were rubbish. But photographs, letters, books,
memories, selling your memories.
I think memories around in our brain, not in objects.
I don't know.
You've
got a much better memory than I have.
Well, I mean, do you get out? I mean,
what about love letters from the past, from previous relationships?
But those relationships and those feelings and those experiences are what are important, not trinkets and souvenirs of everything that we've ever done.
Anthony wants to come in here.